So yeah, now let us continue. We have now just half time, and we are now half through. So before the midterm break, I showed you all these different chemical and physical conditions, and now we will talk about the different basalts in different geotectonic settings and how they look like and how one can differentiate them or how one can distinguish them. So, and another question is, how is it now going with your experiments? How many eruptions you have done till now? Four. No, I'm just asking. I think you have done 12.
All you mean altogether?
All together, yeah. Okay, then you have all the movies, yeah. And now the next step is I mean, you can just make with Saturn and date, yeah, and then you can just use the projector and project all movies one after each other on the board, yeah, so that you can really make them very big. So and then you are getting for every movie, I don't know, hundreds of slides, yeah. So and then you should just use these slides where you can follow up the eruption progress. Yeah? So and then you are getting, I don't know, a bunch of different slides, and then you are just projecting these different slides on the board. You must have in mind which stuff you have used and so on, I mean which chemicals or which kitchen stuff or whatever. So and then you can make for all these different bubbles which came out or whatever, you can make you can just draw the points on the board, yeah. So and then you are using the next one, and I mean at the beginning it is less, then it becomes higher and higher, and then it becomes again lower, yeah. It depends, yeah. So and then you can, I mean, you are getting then a cloud of points, yeah, because the error will be huge, yeah. So and then you have a scale, yeah. You have the scale, and then you know the diameter from here to here. So and then you can just put all these XY data in Excel, and then with the Excel you can make the best fit line through, yeah. So and that is then something like a parabol function, yeah. It is maybe half x squared or x squared, I don't know. So and then you can just compare these different functions, with the different stuff you have used in your experiments, yeah. So and such things, and then also do. Maybe you can just do some more experiments if you think you need more, then need more. But you should now start to describe the physics behind, yeah. So and that is then actually you are I mean 50% of the practical, yeah. I mean the other 50% is the field trip. So and then just describe this. I mean, they have just uploaded 2 movies on Moodle, but we should have all of them on Moodle, yeah. And I mean this other one where you use this I don't know what it was, you know. Yes. There I mean you can follow up really very nicely how to make a caldera, yeah. So and then you are just describing this in the report and then you are comparing the physics, yeah, because the physics behind are always the same. So that's so far for this. So now we will talk about the different geotectonic settings of different magmatic rocks. So and that is then called the genetic classification of magmatic rocks. So there we have at first the Middle Ocean ridge basalts. Yeah? So in the Middle Ocean ridge basalts, or at the Middle Ocean ridges, we are producing most of the new formed magmatic rocks. So in the Middle Ocean ridge system, on the whole planet, is about 70,000 kilometers long. So and I mean, if you are going back to ES303, then I gave you this PowerPoint about plate tectonic, and there you could see very nicely the Middle Ocean ridge system in the North and the South Atlantic. Yeah, it is running directly between North America and Europe, and between South America and Africa. So these are the Middle Ocean ridge basalts. And the shortcut for the Middle Ocean ridge basalts, that is the wall. So then we have the basalts of the oceanic islands. So in bottom, and you should actually also know this from ES306, what is the most famous oceanic island? These are the hotspots, and the most famous one, these are the Hawaiian hotspots, yeah? Then we are making here 1, and then we are making here a 2, and here we are making a 3. So, and then we have the continental flat basalts. So in the continental flat basalts, these are basalts which are related on the continental side, and they are forming also huge magmatic orogenic complexes, and they are very important for the ore deposits. Yeah? Next week or the following week, we will start with the ore deposits related to continental flat basalts in ES301. So, and here we will just talk about the rocks which are forming continental flat basalts. Then we have number 4. That is basalts of the continental rift zones. So in the biggest continental rift zone, that is the East African rift, or that is actually the East African orogeny, and there you have a huge rift zone, and we are distinguished between passive rift zones and active rift zones. So, but I will give you then in the next few hours always examples for the different occurrences of these basalts. So then we have orogenic volcanism. So in orogenic volcanism, that is, as it says here, we have here the word orogen, and if we are talking about an orogen or an orogenic, then we are talking about a mountain building process. Here you can come in here. Then we are talking about a mountain building process. So, and that could be Iceland arcs, or it could be on the continental rims, related to continental rims. So, and then we have number 6. We have potassium-rich magmas. So, and those of you who are doing the ES301 as well, they should know what potassium-rich magmas are, because we just discussed it in our last class. These are then the kimberlites and the lamproites. Kimberlites, lamproites, and carbonatites. So can I remove this? So, and such a basalt contains then of the minerals plagioclase, yeah. In all the basalts you have plagioclase. Then you have CPX, that is the clinopyroxene. I mean, if you are looking for the andesites at coral, then you find this big plagioclase inside and this big clear clinopyroxene side, which are actually orchites. Then you have the olivine inside. If you have a silica undersaturated basalt, you have the orthopyroxene inside. So, and then you have plus minus nepheline. And you know nepheline, that is a feuillite, yeah, that is a feuillite mineral which occurs only in silica undersaturated rock. So, but if you do not have olivine inside, then you can have also plus minus quartz inside in the basalt, yeah. You can have a little bit called slit inside. That is also a silica undersaturated fluid mineral. And you can have some magnetite inside, for example. So then the main criteria you can have or will have alkali, olivine, basalts. So then you can have the alkali basalts. So in these alkali basalts, they are very typically for hotspots like Hawaii. So and then you can have basalites, tephrites, and what else can you have? Olivine, nephelinite. These are the very silica undersaturated rocks. And you can have melanites. So such a melanite is then a very silica undersaturated rock. Then these tolleites are very, you know by now what a tolleite is because we did this 2 weeks ago. Tolleites can be subdivided in 3 groups. You have an olivine tolleite, you have the tolleite itself, so and then you can have a silica saturated tolleite, and that is then a quartz tolleite. So in such tolleites are formed is better. At the mall or oceanic islands or at the ocean floor. So I mean, you are not forming only rocks or magma, or you do not have only magmatism at the middle ocean ridge system. You have them everywhere at the ocean floor itself as well. So and there you have just small. There you have the sea mounts, yeah. And there you have also then actually underwater volcanoes. But you can have also continental toluides. You can have also continental toluides, and continental toluides say you can find in mafic intrusions. And or flat basalts. So now I can remove this, or you are still busy, or what? No, I'm just asking. So, but now we are starting here with number 1. We are starting with number 1, with the most important group of basalts, and these are the more basalts. So the more basalts. So, and that is the most important group of basalts, yeah? So you can also write down when I something when I'm just talking and not writing on the board, yeah. So the more basalts, that is the most important group. So and now I have for all these things now every week a sketch map that you understand what's going on. So I told you that the more basalts, they are formed at the Middle Ocean Ridge. Most of them are formed at the Middle Ocean Ridge. But they can also form at the oceanic floor, yeah. But the biggest producer, that is the Middle Ocean Ridge system. So when these more basalts, now we are just making a map here, a cross section. Something like this. So that is now the oceanic crust, yeah? So the oceanic crust and the oceanic crust, I will give you later on a sketch map when we are talking about the oceanic crust. Because the oceanic crust consists also of different layers, yeah? You have the basalts at the top, then below you have the gabbros, yeah? The gabbros, and if this gabbroidic melt comes in contact with water, then you are forming a pillow lava. Yeah? You saw this on the ES303 field trip. Yeah? There one can see these pillow lavas, and I mean these gabbros. What you are finding here in Viti, this is old oceanic crust. It is actually not really old oceanic crust, it's only 45 million years old, and that is actually Earth's history, nothing. But for us, it is very old, yeah? So, now we have the seawater, yeah? It's always very important, and then you can make here again the ship. So, if you do not have a blue pen, for the water, then but then you are making a ship, and then you know that is then the ocean, yeah. So and now we have this oceanic crust, and below the oceanic crust, what we have below the oceanic crust, you have the oceanic lithosphere, yeah. You can have the continental lithosphere and you have the oceanic lithosphere, and the oceanic lithosphere, that is then made up of peridotites, yeah. So, and these peridotites can be subdivided, you know it by now, in dunites, harzburgites, and dersolites, yeah. So, and this we are making maybe in pink or in this color, in purple. So that looks then like this, yeah? So, and I mean here it is much more thin compared to here, yeah? Then we are calling this the lithosphere here. So, and here you have again the lithosphere. So, and here, in the contact between the lithosphere and here the asthenosphere, you have a thermal boundary. That is then the thermal boundary. And this thermal boundary is at about 1200 degrees Celsius. That is here. So then you are running here from the lithosphere into the asthenosphere, yeah? So, and now we are talking here. Here we have now our magma sitting, yeah? Something like this. So, and this magma is then called N-type morph. So for what stands N? That stands just for normal. So, and that means this magma here, you know, it's rising up here, yeah? And then you have here your convection cells, they are going like this, yeah? We will talk later on also about the convection cells. So, and then you have this magma here, and this magma is then an N-morph magma, and this N-morph magma has a certain chemistry. So, and now we have to think about what's going on here in this magma chamber, yeah? I mean, at first you crystallize in your magma chamber minerals. Which minerals you are crystallizing at first in such a basaltic or in such a basaltic magma? You are crystallizing at first the heavy minerals, and that is the mineral olivine, orthopyroxene, clinopyroxene. So the more, and they are sinking to the ground, yeah. So and the more light stuff, it's floating up. So then you are forming here at the N warp, you are forming two types of rocks, genetically two types of rocks. These are rocks which are formed from minerals sinking down, and then there are other rocks which are floating up. So and therefore the oceanic crust is here made up of basalts and gabbros. And then you have the oceanic lithosphere below, and this is formed of minerals like, or of rocks like peridotites, dunites, and harzburgites, and ersonites. Yeah? So these rocks, these peridotites and these basalts or gabbros, they are coming from the same parental magma. So, but it is crystallization and fractionation process here in the magma chamber, yeah? So then these rocks which we are forming here, the peridotites, they are the restites of certain rocks forming then the basalts and the gabbros. So when one can test this, I mean one can sample just both of them, and then one can compare this geochemically, and therefore you are using them again, these spider diagrams and this stuff. And then you can figure out if these two rock types, which are actually looking totally different from each other, you know, these peridotites are green, yeah, and the basalts and the gabbros are black. So if they are genetically linked to each other. So but now we are just doing some additional information here about critical sinking. So this N type of warp is just here produced, or this melting is produced by decompression. So melting at warp is due to decompression. So and this melt is just formed here, yeah? You have here below the depleted mantle. So this here, that is the depleted mantle. So that means, if we are looking now our Earth elements, then we have low lanthan, neodymium, what I have written here. Neop ratios. So lanthan is a very light Earth element. Neop is a little bit more heavier. So and if these ratios are very low, then you do not have in such a depleted mantle, you do not have lanthan. So and then you have low lanthan samarium ratios. So and if we are looking for the strontium ratios, then we have low 87 strontium to 86 strontium values. So, and in which rock do we have also very low 87 strontium to 86 strontium ratios? You have just written this down a few weeks ago. Very low 87 strontium to 86 strontium ratios you have in the chondrite. You know, I told you about the chondrite, that is the meteorite, yeah? So, and the chondrite represent a composition of the Earth very at the beginning, yeah? Very at the beginning, that means 4,500 million years ago, or even a little bit older, to be very exactly, yeah? So, and that means, therefore, we are talking here about the N type of war, because he has a very low, he is a depleted melt, that means it is very low in light-rare earth elements. And now, next question, you should also be able now to answer this. If we are looking for the element potassium and K group elements, so what do you think happens to the potassium and the potassium group elements? Do you think they are enriched in the N type of warp, or do you think they are depleted? So I mean, in which minerals you can find potassium, or you will find potassium? In the K-feldspar and in the biotite, yeah? So in the K-feldspar and biotite, in which rocks you will find them? So you will find them mainly in granites, yeah? So, and I mean, the oceanic crust is not made up of granites, but the continental crust is made up of granites. So, and I mean, the continental crust, that is a fractionation product in the very early stage, or not in the very early stage. I mean, you can observe this here now in Viti-Levu if you are just going to the ES303 field trip back. So, but here in the middle ocean ridges, I mean, you can have basalts which are enriched in potassium group elements. I mean, not that much like a granite, yeah, but they have, compared to the N warp, this is then the E type of warp, E stands for enriched, yeah. They have more potassium inside. So, but then one have to think about where does the potassium come from, yeah? So, but I have you just written here, we have a depleted mantle, yeah? So, and if we are going to the middle ocean ridges, there is no old crust hanging around beneath, yeah? So, it is just this belt is formed here by decompression from the depleted mantle. And there is no oceanic crustal material, no continental crustal material around, or other oceanic crustal material which becomes molten and then recycled and then it occurs as well vertical. This here at the mid-ocean ridges, that is just by decompression. So that means potassium and potassium group elements showing an incompatibility in mole, in N-type mole. In N-type mole. That means the concentration of K is lower in N-type mole compared to other tolerates. So in the I mean the N-type bulb, that is an olivine tolide. So in other tolides, and this can be a quartz tolide or a tolide without olivine or without quartz. And much lower than in alkalic basalts. So then just tell me when you are done. I think you are done. So the oceanic crust made up 65% of the Earth's surface. The age is Jurassic. So, and do you know when I'm talking you about Jurassic time, when it was? Yeah, it's about 180 million years. So, and the funny thing with the oceanic crust is, let us say here roughly 200 million years to be consistent with the ES303. The oldest oceanic crust is 200 million years. So, and I told you this in ES306, I know this exactly, or you did the ES306 with me, or? Yeah. So I told you this in ES306 that the oldest oceanic crust is 200 million years old, whereas the oldest continental crust, I mean, I think the oldest circle what they have dated by now is 4,300 million years or something like this. So, and if the oldest oceanic crust is 200 million years, and if we are going back to plate tectonic stuff, yeah, then we have at least to recycle the whole oceanic crust about 20 times in the Earth's mantle. Yeah, and that is a very important point, yeah, because if we are then looking for other oceanic basalts which are enriched in potassium group elements, then we have to think about where does this additional material come from, yeah? So, and that is because of these old recycled plates which are hanging now around in the Earth's mantle, yeah? So, and I mean such an oceanic crust here, I mean here it is very thin, but it cools then down and then because it cools down it becomes then more and more thick, yeah? So, and if it, by reaching the continent where it becomes then subducted, it is then in average about this baggage, I told you this also in ES306 and in ES303, the whole baggage is here then about 80 kilometers thick, yeah? That is about 80 kilometers. 80 kilometers thick. So, and when it becomes subducted beneath the continent, yeah, then you are moving old material inside the hot asthenosphere, yeah. So, but it takes billions of years. I mean, not too much billions because we cannot go more than 4.5, but they can hang around there somewhere beneath about 2 billion years or 3 billion years till this whole oceanic crust, the oceanic crust with the oceanic lithosphere is recycled in the Earth's mantle, yeah? So therefore you are always changing the whole chemistry of the whole planet, yeah? Because you are always subducting and recycling old oceanic crust and old continental crust back into the Earth's mantle. So, but here at the end type of war, we are having here just in the upper part, melting by decompression of the depleted mantle, and this depleted mantle there, that's called the pyrolyte. Then you do not have the potassium group elements inside, or it is relatively depleted in all these elements, and therefore the N type of ore is chemically and isotopically very related or very similar to the chondrite, yeah? So that means, and that is a very important thing that you should have in mind, the oldest oceanic crust is 200 million years old. That means it becomes 200 times, no, not 200, 20 times by now recycled in the Earth's mantle. So, and if we are looking here, I mean here the oceanic crust is very young. The oldest rocks from the oceanic crust here, I just told you this, it's the 45 million years a year old gabos, yeah, which I have dated. So, and if you are looking, you know, you can visit these websites where they are checking the earthquakes here, yeah? There are websites around. So, but here, directly with this Fiji, there is nothing, yeah? You can just have outliners. So, and most of the, I mean, there are some earthquakes just recently, that was maybe 2 months ago, something like this, yeah? That was 300 kilometers away in the north, no, not in the north, in the southwest of Nandi, yeah? So, and that was then close to an oceanic ridge system. 300 kilometers away, we have not a huge oceanic ridge, but there's a ridge system. I will show you next sometimes a figure which I have created there. So, and these earthquakes, they are located in a depth very close to the surface, ranging between 10 and 20 kilometers. So that means they are somewhere located here, yeah? So, but if they are 300 kilometers away, you cannot cause any damage here, yeah? So, and then you have with these Tonga, you have a lot of earthquake activity because there you have and with these Vanuatu as well. So, the trigger of the earthquake, or the center of the earthquake, the epicenter, is located in a depth of about 400 to 600 kilometers. Yeah? So 400 to 600 kilometers, that seems then that there is some old stuff lying around, yeah? Because there must be some inhomogeneity, because otherwise you would not create an earthquake. So, but here, just below the Fiji Island, everything is totally homogeneous. So, and you know the Earth's mantle is actually relatively ductile. So, but anyway, 65% of the Earth's surface is Jurassic in age and about 200 million years old. So then the spreading rate, at more is about 2 centimeters per year. So, and this 2 centimeters per year, that is the movement from the plate here, apart from this one. Here we are making 2 centimeters, here we are making 2 centimeters. So, and you can just go then to the middle of to the Atlantic Ocean, and then you can measure the distance, you know, from the middle ocean ridge to the continent in the west, and the continent in the east, and then you can just calculate how millions of years it takes that until you are getting this stuff here, which you are forming every day at the middle ocean ridges, till you are getting it towards to the continent, yeah? So, and I mean, if we are talking about a fast subduction, for example, you have in South America, when the Pacific plate, the East Pacific plate becomes subducted in these South American continents, you are forming there the Andes, and there you have a fast subduction. I think it's the fastest worldwide, and there you are making then about 5 centimeters per year, yeah? So, but I told you that at the middle ocean ridges, you are forming a lot of basalts, and you are forming 1,000 cubic meters, 1,000 cubic meters, what do you think, per second, per minute, per hour? It is 1,000 cubic meters per second. That is not too bad. So and then you can estimate, I mean, you can just do a calculation, you know. If you are doing such calculation, you can just use data from the textbooks or going to the internet, yeah. So and then you can calculate how many CO2 and methane you are producing at the middle ocean ridges every second on this planet, yeah. That is a huge amount. So, and of course, if we have, and therefore, that is the basalt production rate. The whole morph system is about 60 to 70,000 kilometers long. So I can remove this, yeah. So then at the boundary, between lithosphere and asthenosphere, at the boundary between lithos and asthenosphere is not any phase transition, but change in physical conditions. So that means the mineral chemistry from the rocks here at the boundary of the asthenosphere to the lithosphere, that is the same. You have just a difference in the physical conditions. You have there a temperature at, I mean now L/A, that means lithosphere, asthenosphere. You have a temperature of about 1200 degrees Celsius, which I have written here somewhere, yes. So if you have a middle ocean ridge system on the Earth surface, then we have a very high temperature gradient. So, and where do you have a middle ocean ridge system out of the water? I mean, at the Earth's surface, where do you have this? That is on Iceland. So, Iceland, you know, that is just in the east of Greenland. So, in Iceland, we are making it here just in brackets. Iceland with a huge I. So in Iceland, Iceland is located on the Middle Ocean Ridge. You can actually walk inside the Middle Ocean Ridge because it's out of the water. And there you have a very high temperature gradient because the melt is just sitting here below, yeah? So, and that is very important. I mean, you have a high volcanic activity in Iceland, yeah. So, but from the energical, no, how is it called? From the energical, you know how to produce energy. From this point of view, it is very important because there you can run, or there you can use this geological feature for running geothermal power plants, yeah? And we will just talk about the geothermal power plant later in ES301. So we have, principally, we have of systems, yeah. So we have the mall, then the next one, that is the hotspot islands. Yeah, and you know the most famous hotspot, that is Hawaii. And you have Iceland, arc, volcanism. So are you done with this? Yes. So now we are making a focus of this part here. So that is then the oceanic crust. How does this oceanic crust look like? So what do you think is this at the top of the oceanic crust? If you are those who are coming also to the ES301, just we'll go back to the Monday's class and think about what is then the top of the oceanic crust. These are sediments. So, and that is then just layer 1. So then you have here such a stuff. So what do you think is then below the sediments? That is then the layer 2A. So in of what stuff do you think consists the layer 2A? So that consisted of pillow lavas, yes, because that is this stuff when the basalt comes then here in contact with seawater, and then you are forming the pillow lavas. And plus sheeted lava flows. So then we are coming to the next thing. That is 2B. These are then dikes. Then we are coming to the next one. Here we are making a stream. slope line because there above we have the basalts, so when we have no something else. So that is then also called 3A, yeah? So and what do you think, which type of rock we will find here? No, not a basalt. A little, but it has the same chemical composition. That's then the carbon. So then we have here the next one. We are making just so. That is layer 3B. That is then a layered carbon. So I just told you before, there we have then layer 4, that is then maybe such a one. Layer 4. So, and I told you just right now, or just at the beginning, so we have here, we are forming at the bottom here of the magma chamber due to crystallization and fractionation processes, we are forming a peridotite, and there we have a gabbroidic melt, yeah? So then these peridotites are the rest type of these gabbros, and then, and then you will find here also the peridotites. So that is the layered peridotite. So and here we have the boundary again, and that is then this boundary here from here to here. Then we have here the upper mantle peridotite. So and here beneath, or between the gabbro and the peridotite, you have there you can find some seismic activity, and that is then just at Moho depth. So what the Moho depth is, I must not explain it to you because that you should know from ES303. So yeah, I think that is then enough for today.